What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at all the different ways to get faster and better at editing. So practice plays a large part in being better at editing, and the new playground mode is going to help you a lot with that. However, practice isn't everything, guys. You need to change some in-game settings as well as some settings that are not in-game, both for PC users and console users. So I know some of you probably already know some of the settings I'm going to talk about today. However, most of you have never even heard about some of the settings I'm going to talk about, like the utilization of ergonomic settings on PS4 to remap your whole controller to change your editing button, and other settings I'm going to be talking about today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, learn a couple of things, and be better at editing. Alright, so the first thing you want to look at if you're on keyboard and mouse is, what are you using? What's your button for editing? Is it the default G? That could be the worst thing you could be doing right now, because G isn't as accessible as your movement keys. It's not as accessible as your left and right click on your mouse. Editing is so important, it has to be very, very accessible. So if you want to make it just a little better, you can try swapping it with the repair button, which is F by default. And I'm not just saying that randomly, guys. I believe my fellow Canadian friend and also supreme leader of editing in Fortnite, Nick30, uses F in combat since it's so accessible. It's right next to your movement keys. However, I personally tried using F for editing and I found it wasn't the best fit for me. So I changed it to the most accessible button I knew on my setup, which was my DPI shift on my mouse. So you can choose F, you can choose any other button as long as it's very accessible, and you're going to be way better off once you've learned to use it. Alright, so you might be thinking this is great and all, but you're on console. You want to know what advice I can give to you. Well, for you, you can't really change much in your game settings. You can change the configuration. Obviously, you want to be using Builder Pro. This advice I'm going to give you applies for those using Builder Pro or any other configuration for Xbox and PS4. So I'm going to give an example of what you can do on PS4. So what you want to do is go to your settings, go to accessibility, down to button assignments, and enable that. Go to customize button assignments. Then what I would do is change my ed button for R1, swap it. And that way, I never have to take off my thumb from my right stick, and it's very accessible to me to swap from weapon to building and also from building to edit. You do whatever you want with it, and after that, if you want to be able to change it on the go, all you have to do is go to customize your quick menu, go to accessibility, enable that. Then anytime you're in game, all you have to do is keep that PlayStation button hold. You'll get to your quick menu. And then what you do is go to accessibility and just enable custom button assignments, and every time you're not playing, you want to turn it off. So now I've just chosen which button you want to use for editing, it's time to go into your sensitivity settings. So basically the rule is the higher sensitivity or DPI, the faster editing and faster building you'll get. However, the trade-off is you're going to have a lower precision when you're shooting against enemies. And it's really no surprise when you're looking at Nick30's settings that he is so good and so fast at Fortnite, because he uses 2000 DPI and he's a wrist player, compared to, let's say, Ninja and me, who are more like ARM players that use 800 DPI. So that means that every time Nick30 wants to do an edit, he has to travel 2.5 times less the distance with his mouse on his mouse pad compared to me and Ninja for the same edit. So you can be much faster at editing and building in terms of that. And it's the same trade-off on controllers as well, but either way, guys, you want to be using the sensitivity that's right for you. You want to be comfortable with your settings, but if you're coming from console to PC and you don't know what to start off with, at least now you know that some sensitivities are going to get you better at editing faster than some others. Alright, here's another quick tip for those using controllers. There's actually an edit mode aim assist option you can turn on, and I highly recommend you do, because what it will do is that it will attract your controller aim toward the closest square. So I highly recommend you turn on. It won't affect you if you're a PC user, same thing as the aim assist, it won't affect you if you're PC users, but if you're using controller, then you can turn both of these on if you want to. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for making it to the end. If you enjoyed the video, if you thought it was useful, or if you want to support me, please leave a like and share the video. Also, let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, if you want to play with me or against me in a 1v1 during a live stream. I usually start streaming around 10 PM Eastern time, and also you can turn on notification bells to be always notified when I go live. So I will see you guys tomorrow in the next one, and as always, peace out.